start saying, I want an energy policy, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first of all, I want to say cap and trade is bad for America, it's bad for Ohio, and it's bad for the 18th Congressional District. I have a report here from the National Association of Manufacturers that says in Ohio, cap and trade would pass that 108,000 jobs will be lost overnight. And a big part of that will be here in the 18th District. Our coal jobs, our manufacturing jobs, and what we're doing is shifting jobs overseas to countries that aren't going to enact such wrong-headed policies. And we're going to shift wealth overseas. We think we're buying $750 billion of oil from overseas now. If we do that, we're going to be buying a lot more stuff because we're going to be dependent. Because we're going to lose our manufacturing sector. And our manufacturing sector, as we all know, are high-quality jobs that we need to build upon and not kick them in the teeth. Last fall, I was the only elected official that went down and testified for the coal industry because down in Cambridge, there was hearings for the Army Corps of Engineers because, unfortunately, this administration and this Congress has a front-loaded assault, full frontal assault on our natural resource producers here in the state. And this forum, and that wasn't a forum, it was a hearing, was to protect the coal industry and coal jobs. And this administration is bent on killing the jobs by not renewing the permits to allow them to operate. And I get a kick out of some of the things that are in the cap and trade bill. There's one provision in there: if you lose your job because of cap and trade legislation, then they're going to pay you $1,700 to help you move. Well, I got news for you. Down here in lots of parts of southeastern Ohio, they got a bigger problem than worrying about getting paid $1,700. Their house just became worthless because there won't be any jobs. And so we definitely do not need to pass the cap and trade that puts us in an uncompetitiveness with the rest of the world, because China's building coal plants, and we just don't need to do that. On energy policy, what we do need to do is that we do need to have a comprehensive energy policy. And I guess that was the reason why they created the Department of Energy back in the 70s, a department that really, I think, is probably dysfunctional. We don't know what they've done. Our reliance on foreign oil has gone up, and so they just haven't done their job. What we need to do is develop our resources that we can in this country. We can do that in an environmentally friendly way. We can drill in Anwar. We can drill off the coast in shallower water that's safer. We can develop this new shale formations and oil, and we can develop our coal reserves. And we are the Saudi Arabia of the world when it comes to coal reserves, and use that to transition over into other areas of energy. And I think for a strong and vibrant economy, we need an energy supply that is plentiful, affordable, and reliable. And how you get there is we need a portfolio of everything I'm going to mention: coal, oil and gas, nuclear, biomass, solar, wind. We need to do it all, because if we're going to have a strong, growing economy and getting people back to work and have our economic opportunities, they need to have energy that's going to be there that we can that can be supplied and be affordable. And the problem with cap and trade is that it's a government program that artificially raises the price of energy. And anytime government gets involved artificially manipulating the free markets, that's disastrous. We need to have policies that encourage free market innovation and investment, and you'll see those things happen. And we just passed in the General Assembly to improve our state tax code to make it more viable to put windmill farms up. But I also added an amendment in there to lengthen the window so clean coal has an opportunity to get some of that tax benefit too. And I don't think we should put just one sector of our energy sector under the bus for another sector. We can compete. Every sector can compete in time when the technologies evolve. But we have to rely on the free market system to do that. And with partnering with government, local leaders, entities like IOTA to come up with, help the private sector do what they need to do and get through the bureaucratic red tape. And so I think it's shameful that we haven't built a nuclear power plant in this country since I think it was 72 or 73. France, about 88% of the electricity is generated by nuclear. The technology's there, it's clean and safe. Yucca Mountain out there in Nevada, we need to finalize those plans, open that up. I'm really excited about the biomass technology to create energy through methane gas by it solves two problems. It solves an environmental problem because we've got a lot of waste going to landfills where we can digest it and create methane, and we can use that methane, burn it off, to produce electricity, or we clean it up. We've got technology now to clean it up well enough to put it into natural gas pipelines, and methane is natural gas, power our cars, our vehicles. I mean, I'm really excited what we can do in this country in energy and the role agriculture can play. And I know at the Research Center of the OH18 in Worcester, they're partnering with the private industry, Quasar Energy, and they've got a biodigester that we're research to improve those techniques, and they're putting electricity now back into the grid. Nobody much talks about biodigestion, but that's an area that I think can move faster now in the new renewable and alternative systems. I have another project that I brought to the Research Center about 4 or 5 years ago now that it's going to be a new product for farmers, a new crop to raise, but the byproduct of that crop can be fermented to make ethanol at affordable, competitive prices, unlike the challenges we have of feedstock and corn and those challenges. So we need an energy policy, and that kind of all fits in how we move in to make this economy strong and get people back to work.
Next question. How will Ohio deal with the loss of the one-time stimulus monies to balance the budget, and what will be the impact on development activities?
That's a question that is really better left to the state legislature and the governor, because it's ultimately going to be their call. And I recognize that the state, through its budgetary process, has a very difficult couple of years ahead of it. The stimulus, or American Recovery Act, that Congress voted in last year has forestalled what I think would otherwise be a catastrophe. If you have questions about that, I suggest you talk to teachers, firefighters, policemen who are working today only because of that. But we're in for tough times. Certainly, the best way to deal with the problems associated with the state budget as well as the national budget. I mean, Mr. Gibbs referenced cut the spending. Well, it's good. It's kind of hard to cut spending and lower taxes at the same time. But the real method of improving the state's economy is bringing jobs back. When jobs come back, we have tax revenue. That's the genesis of the problem today. Our revenues are down in the state, they're down around the country. The stimulus bill was designed to bring jobs back, not just in terms of the short-term benefits of putting people to work. We're seeing that benefit, but more importantly, the long-term benefit of creating improved economic conditions, building highways and enhancing infrastructure, expanding access to broadband. These are things that we hope and we trust and we believe will in fact revitalize the economy. The good news is we are beginning to show signs of improvement. Ohio's unemployment rate is trending downward. Retail sales in the state are up. Housing starts and housing prices are up. The stock market remains strong and viable. But the bad news is we're not there yet. We have a long way to go. We're moving in the right direction, and the hope is that by the time the state's working on its next biennial budget, we will be in a much stronger position to deal with that deficit and that debt.